Oh, that's gross. Not the logo. Still like my old logo. I mix tea bags sometimes. Come up with new flavors. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's terrible. Anyway, Chris here. It's been a while. Obviously, I think last video before this one was at the end of my daily YouTube videos, my kind of second run of dailies. And aside from that, of course, did the recent rebranding video, the new video reel from HomeTeam GameDev, formerly GamkedoClub. Company still Gamkedo LLC. Club is now HomeTeam GameDev, which, for those of you out there who don't recognize it, obviously I took the Gamkedo logo, I turned it, I gave it an extra leg, and now it's a house for HomeTeam GameDev. It's a bunch of reasons why that's changed and rebranded. You know, we'll talk about that along with some other stuff. There's lots of stuff that's been going on in my world. Let's do kind of a catch-up summary of what all's been happening. IndieCade Los Angeles, or IndieCade West, if we want to call it, the original IndieCade, severed from New York City's IndieCade East and IndieCade EU. It's happening at the time of this video. IndieCade West just ended. Got some fun photo booth pictures here with Stephanie, IndieCade founder. And that event went well. That was my first time now as the head of IndieCade Alumni. This program I've been creating over the past year to try to help bring back together, the 14 some odd years of IndieCade people. I realized I'd been a volunteer for IndieCade in 2007, had my finalist in IndieCade in 2010, organized our speakers for, I don't know if it was 3 or 5 years, maybe 4, but then one of the years helped coordinate the first IndieCade Europe, lining up those workshops and stuff. And so I realized I'd really benefited from knowing lots of years of IndieCade people. And so created the alumni program to try to get more of our people in touch with each other, because at different phases of their careers and lives and their later Kickstarters, their later books, their later projects that they're doing that they want to share and get attention on, figure cross-promotional network of IndieCade people seems like a positive. So that went well. As part of that, I also ran around doing a bunch of video documentation, since I've got the gear for that and equipment and stuff. So I've got all kinds of, especially related to some of our sponsored sessions. Still working on the editing. It's more of an internal thing. Just IndieCade stuff. I know I mentioned the other update video on what's been going on in my world, that I was also working on that audiobook. GetYourselfToDoThings.com is this free email list. I've literally had it there for years. That audiobook is done. It's finished. I'm not touching it anymore. It's gone through a bunch of iterations, had dozens of club members check it out, been very well received, been very useful to people. Right now, I'm just sort of ironing out the release plans for it. I will say once again, if you go to GetYourselfToDoThings.com and add yourself to that free mailing list, you'll get a discount on it. It will be priced higher than a typical audiobook. It's not like one of these things where somebody writes a book of ideas to talk about and then sits there and reads it in front of the microphone. It's an audio program, and it specifically is to help upgrade your ability to do the things you mean to do, which might be career related or hobby related. Again, where that originates is when I trained game developers. I realized that for a lot of them, they had resources, they had found links, they had access to services and materials, and they even knew what to do, but they weren't doing it. And so it's a 5-hour audio program about how to address that, which obviously goes so far beyond just being a game programming problem. And so anyway, that's coming out soonish. But GetYourselfToDoThings.com is still where to get that email list if this video is before that's out. I'm guessing early November is probably when it's rolling out, but I'm still kind of trying to figure out the promotion around the release for that, whether or not I'm doing pre-orders and stuff. So there's that. Oh yeah, HomeTeam GameDev. How can I forget? That's a pretty big deal, the rebrand. There's a bunch of reasons for that rebrand. Talked about them on the podcast not long ago. What used to be Gamkedo Community is now HomeTeamGameDev.com/podcast, which of course began as game devs like you. Life's got a lot of rebrands when you do stuff for years at a time. Anyway, a few reasons for that rebrand, right? I mean, so reason number one, we hit our numbers cap. We had already defined there was a size at which we weren't going to get bigger than, because same reason why a Greek life environment on a college campus is 13 groups of 80 instead of one group of 1,300, whatever the math works out to be. There's kind of just various dynamics that socially work out very differently in a smaller group, where it's easier to kind of find your footing, to get to know all the other people, to find a leadership role and take on responsibility in the group. So we want that to work for more people. So because of that, we now have a second chapter people can join, in addition to if they want to be on the wait list for when we have space in our main group. You can check one box, you can check either box. The application is there on HomeTeamGameDev.com. Speaking of which, this is a great time to apply for 2 reasons. One, we've just had A bunch of people sign up to apply for starting the new group, so we're about to get that new group starting probably in November. Literally right around the corner. So if you're wanting to be part of that, right now I'm calling it HomeTeam GameDev Outpost. Think of like, space colony going out there to where there's uninhabited planets, trying to start fresh as a small group. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to get in on the ground floor, get to know other people. We've got a few club members from our current group we're going to carry over there as well. It's kind of trying to get that outpost started. It's going to have a lot of the same systems, services, processes, resources. Still has time to meet with me. There's some support roles that won't yet be part of the new community, but we'll be onboarding people in those roles as the group expands and grows. Meanwhile, main group, HomeTeam GameDev, still killing it, still doing awesome. Very much an awesome group of people, making good games. We've just had some more new pitches. We've just had some new games come out that are pretty impressive. Always excited to be involved with them. That's still going on strong in HomeTeam. But basically, the rebrand party, right, it changed our process. I've got old videos that say with GamkedoClub, same group, you could join instantly just by going to our website. You can't do it anymore. Now there's a wait list. And either you're waiting for a spot in our main group or you're waiting for us to have that second group ready when we got people on the wait list, which again, we do now. So it'd be a good time to get on there. Another factor in that as well, in the rebrand, I was not trying to make too big a deal of this, but that logo I've been using for Gamkedo, this one, been using it for several years now in public with millions of views on this logo through various videos and podcast subscribers and video course takers and so on. There is another company elsewhere in the world. I'm not even going to narrow it down because I don't want to draw any attention towards them about this. They adopted a logo in January that looks a lot like my old logo. And I had several lawyers who said that what I should do is go after them. They said I had a strong case for been using it in public commerce internationally for many years. And what I decided was sometimes, even if the lawyers give you that kind of advice, that's not the kind of company I want to run. That's not the spirit of who I want to be. That's not what I want to do in the universe, is go around trying to fight smaller groups. I think everybody loses in that case. Instead, part of why the company, again, the company is still called Gamekedo LLC, part of why its name is inspired by Aikido is this idea that we can take the things that come towards us and instead of actively pushing back on them, we can use that and redirect that energy in a better way, right? And so I saw this as an opportunity to help reinvent the group, to rebrand the group, to maybe raise the white flag on the fact that 4 years later, a lot of people still misspell Gamkedo. They still mispronounce it. They stick an E in there. They capitalize the K. They put an I with 2 Ds. We've had a guest speaker label it on a file as Gamkidian. I don't know what to do with that. HomeTeam GameDev. It's really hard to promote a business, even if you're a fan of it. If you can't spell it or pronounce it, now it's easier. HomeTeam GameDev. So, we got updated merch. I got a hoodie somewhere else. Got a nice t-shirt for it. We wore for the game tasting at IndieCade and my involvement over there. Yeah, so we got the rebrand. We got the game tasting. I've got various other things happening in my life. Just had my 2nd anniversary with my wife, Laura. That's been going great. Really happy with our life together. A year prior, as the 1-year anniversary, I had released Level in Hidden Passageways, HomeTeam GameDev, at that time GamkedoClub game, with our apartment as it was when I proposed to her. Kind of a fun thing to do with voxels. And in this year, she and I just came back we were on a big long trip to the United Kingdom. I'm actually editing together a lot of little video snippets, photos, documentation, maps. We drove over 1,000 miles in the United Kingdom. We hit like 14 different stops, 10. I don't know. It was a lot. Almost every single day we hopped to a new city. We saw a ton of stuff. It was a really fun visit. The driving was stressful. But I'll share that documentation once I got that ready. That's still cycling too. And aside from that, yes, the big stuff. That audiobook's coming out, which I'm still not saying the name of, but if you want to know the name and you want to get a discount on it, because again, it will be reasonably priced for something that I believe, and I think some of the club members who tried it can attest to, can potentially genuinely change your life for the better. But that's the getyourselfthroughthings.com. Get on that mailing list. HomeTeam GameDev, if you want to apply for that, you can at HomeTeamGameDev.com. The IndieCade stuff I am taking care of. I'm probably saying something here that either I'm missing something cool that I should share with you. Maybe I'll make a video sometime soon. Or, I probably should have even actually watched the video before the HomeTeam rebrand to figure out, is there some thread I could connect to that? because right now I don't have it. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it for the day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for following along. Thanks for being my internet pal. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you hanging on. I realize that I've not had much activity on this channel in a while. But yeah, probably got some new stuff to share soon. There's lots of mixture of growing pains and excitement in various areas of my life. So, catch you around. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.